The reason why you're not able to produce the results that you want is because the vast majority, let's say 80 to 90% of all personal development revolves around trying to use your willpower to permanently create change in your behavior. And that's simply never going to work. The reason why it's never going to work is because your behavior is the effect. The effect and the cause is your subconscious identity. It is the story and the belief that you have about yourself. And so, what we must do if we want to create permanent, lifelong, lasting change and transformation in our behavior is we must go to the root cause, and that is the identity. Understand that more than you are your body is, let's put it in the most simplistic terms, your body is a biomechanical robot suit. It is a biomechanical robot suit that you are using to navigate this physical reality, to have experiences through, to feel life through, so that you can learn and grow and progress and evolve and advance as a spiritual being. Okay, that voice in your head, your mind, that is more of who you are than your body. So, kind of first principles here is the understanding that you are your mind more than you are your body. When you understand that and you realize that your body, the actions that you take, your habits, your rituals, your routines, all of those activities, actions, they are simply the expression of the identity, the mind, your habitual thoughts, your story, everything about you at a non-physical level. So what we want to do is we want to go in and we want to actually transform the identity. And again, traditional, let's call it spiritual or woo-woo type of personal development has revolved around, vision boards and affirmations, which I think they're good. They're okay. They are a tool that you can certainly use in creating change, but they are like, let's say, a supporting tool. The main tool that we want to work at is core identity parts. Okay, your values, your qualities, your beliefs, deep beliefs, beliefs that you learned as a child through osmosis, your strategies, the step-by-step strategies that you use to create certain states, be it, anger, motivation, inspiration, perhaps shame, guilt, so on and so forth. Okay. So again, let's take a look here at the worksheet. Is your identity based on this framework? It's not what you say about yourself. Okay, I know a lot of people who would say, I am confident, but then based on their mannerisms, based on their micro expressions, they're not confident on the inside. What they're doing is they're wearing a mask. They're projecting self-confidence, but really inside, they're still a scared or hurt little boy or little girl. Okay, I know people who have, millions of dollars. They have, all of the cars, all of the toys. They live in a big fancy mansion, but deep inside, they're still a little boy with a speech impediment. They're still a hurt little boy that never got love and attention and validation and praise. And so they're desperately seeking that out through materialism. And ultimately, it never works because the identity really hasn't changed. So what we actually want to do is we want to build up evidence, because your identity, your subconscious identity, is really just the sum total of all of the evidence that you've built up over the years of actually embodying and expressing current traits. Okay, like right now, I'm doing this video so that I can practice confidence, so that I can practice certainty, so I can practice these things and build up evidence. Excuse me. I remember the very first time I ever made a video in front of a camera. It was back in 2008 when I was living in Hawaii, in Maui. Oh my God. All of my insecurities, all of my inferiorities come popping up. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do with your hands. And you just feel like a fool. Whereas now, I can just hop on and I'm just talking. And ultimately, I really don't care what anybody thinks. I'm looking to only connect with people who resonate with the information that I'm sharing. Because ultimately, I know I'm 44 years old. I've got a lot of life experience. I've made millions of dollars in business. I have great results when it comes to my health. I just got back, actually. Every single week, I go get a body scan. Okay? And I know how to get in great shape. I have phenomenal relationships. And even right now, I'm expressing, my beliefs about my identity because I have so much evidence. I have such a database built up of evidence of confidence, certainty, being loved, lovable, and loving, being generous, all of those different things that make up my identity. Okay. So your identity is actually a database of experiences organized in a particular structure inside your mind. Okay, so think of it like this. Your self-image or your identity equals patterned memory database. So the more data, the more evidence you have of going out and being confident, being certain, feeling and being abundant, meaning being generous, being benevolent, being compassionate, being loving, all those qualities, okay? The more evidence you have, the more it will strengthen the identity that you want. Because we don't want things. You don't want money. You don't want a relationship. You don't want the stuff on the outside, the car, the house, whatever it is. You want how you think it will make you feel. But if you can go to that root first and feel loved, feel loving, feel generous, feel abundant, feel prosperous, feel confident, feel certain, and create, you are the source of it. You have to go out and practice those things first for a period of time. Let's say you have to go out and you have to approach 1,000 strangers. You have to say hi to 1,000 women. You have to go out up and approach 1,000 women. And by the time you hit 1,000, you're going to be very confident. You're going to be very certain. You're going to know what works. You're going to have a script down. You're going to know it's going to flow because you've been through all the experiences that come from going through 1,000 approaches. Okay. So your mind stores examples of a quality and then infers identity from that pattern. Okay, so for example, your mind has 50 stored examples of courage, like I just said. So it concludes, I am courageous. If it has 50 examples of hesitation, it concludes, I lack confidence. The mind is simply pattern matching. Okay, so that's why, listen, you can sit in front of the mirror all day long and say, I'm confident, I love myself, I'm rich, I'm a millionaire, I'm this, that, or the other. But if you're not taking actions every single day with intention and then looking back and saying, okay, I'm proud of you, I went out and I did that. I went up to strangers and said hello. I greeted them. I introduced myself. I got out of my comfort zone. I spent time building a business. I stepped out of my comfort zone and I invested into a business, something I've never done because I'd work a 9 to 5. Got something in my neck that's itching me, of course. Okay, all of those things, you're building up that database. Whereas if you just sit in your house and you talk to your mirror all day long, then the truth is it's really deep down. You haven't even you're just staying on the surface. You're staying on the mirror. You've got to go out into the real world and you've got to actually practice being the new character because your identity is a character that you believe to be true. So you really, based on what's saying, what I'm saying here is you don't believe you're confident. You believe you're insecure. So you can put on the nice clothes, you can go buy a nice car, you can go do all this stuff to help put on a costume, but deep inside you're still insecure. Okay, so let's talk about the 5 structural variables that control identity. So a quality feels true when these 5 elements are strong. So number 1, number of examples. This is the most simple variable. The more examples you have of a specific quality, the stronger your identity will be. So again, like I said, let's write it on paper. You've got to go out and you've got to do 1,000 reps of acting confident, acting courageous. Walking up to strangers is confident. It is courageous first, and then confident over time. Let me give you an example. Many years ago, I was in a business, and part of that business was we had to go out and recruit people. And so every day I would go out and I would hit the streets and I would walk up to people I didn't know. I would introduce myself and say, hey, I have a business in town and I'm looking for, I'm always looking for good people. Are you open to money-making opportunity? And they would say yes or no. If they said yeah, I'd say, okay, cool. Let me get your name and number and I'll follow up with you. Sometimes it would lead to a further conversation, see where it goes, and boom, then I'd get out there. And they say, no big deal. Have a nice day. So this was the end result for me was I gained tremendous amount of confidence and courage walking up to strangers on the street and making conversation. You do that enough times, then it doesn't, you realize that there's no such thing as rejection. It's just an illusion in your mind. Rejection, when you feel rejected, what it's doing is it's resonating with your current identity. I'm not good enough. I'm not valuable. Okay. I'm this, that, or the other. But remember, you have more examples of counter qualities than you do of the qualities that you want. You've got to go out and you've got to build up a large database, a number of examples of feeling courageous, feeling confident, feeling abundant, feeling prosperous, whatever it is. So someone who believes I am confident usually has many memories acting confidently, while someone who believes the opposite has very few examples. It's all just math at the end of the day. It really is. Your current identity is just the sum total of the character traits or qualities that you've been embodying and expressing in your day-to-day life. If you want to permanently transform your life, you must practice a new character which has different character qualities until that new character takes form. And it's just unconsciously competent at that point. Okay, number 2, distribution across time. So the examples must exist across the childhood, adolescence, adulthood, recent past, and future expectations. Okay, so if you don't have a lot of examples of being confident, of feeling validated, being praised, being loved, having courage from your childhood and your adolescence, that means you have to work doubly as hard if you want to transform, because you have so many counterexamples, especially in childhood, which is when your programming was first installed. So that's the foundation of your identity is your childhood. So if you don't have a lot of those examples, you're going to have to work twice as hard to heal and to reprogram that. If examples only exist in one period, your identity feels fragile. When examples span your entire life, identity feels permanent. Okay. I would say this is only true in the very beginning. Like I just said, because you can rewire, like you can create a new meaning for why your childhood was the way that it is, because you also learned and you installed very positive qualities as a result of your childhood. You can either look at it from the victim point of view or the victor. There's always going to be positive qualities. Like you could have, incredible mental strength, emotional fortitude, resilience. There's many things, resourcefulness that you can look back on your childhood and your adolescent years and say, wow, I gained a tremendous amount of positive qualities. Maybe not confidence, maybe not courage, maybe not love, but I gained these, and as a result of these, I can install those very quickly. Okay, number 3, sensory richness. Okay, some examples are stored with vivid detail. That's why when you watch my videos and I have you actually, get a notebook and we're going to write down memories. The memories that pop up, those are the ones that have the most vivid richness of sensory detail, meaning you can feel them, you can see, you can hear, maybe taste and smell those memories when you close your eyes and you think about it. If I told you to close your eyes right now and think about 3 times in your life where you felt totally confident, and you just go back through your memory banks, you're going to bring up 3. Those are going to be the ones with the most richness in them. Okay. And I just said right here, visual clarity, emotional intensity, bodily sensations, meaning you're going to feel pressure or lightness in your body attached to that memory, maybe a coldness or a heat on your body. What were you saying inside? What was your internal dialogue? So these feel more real, so they weigh more in identity formation. Okay, a big part of this work in changing your identity or simply reprogramming your identity is going back over your memory, and you want to mine your memories, and you want to bring up all of the memories that you have of these positive qualities. Because what happens is, in order to keep us safe, our RAS, or reticular activating system, it's going to focus on those negative qualities so that we can be aware of our surroundings to keep us safe. So what you want to do is you want to go back through and say, hey, I'm 44 years old now. I don't need to be safe from a childish standpoint. What I need now is I need to develop confidence, courage, abundance, prosperity, whatever it is, whatever qualities you feel you need to become your ideal self. You need to go back through and you need to mine as many of those memories as you possibly can, and then actually inject them with energy so they become stronger in your memory banks versus the ones that you're now replaying. Okay. Number 4 is perspective. Examples may be stored in different positions. This is very important. When I have you close your eyes, okay, I'm going to walk you through. Do you see the memory as a still photo, or is it a moving picture? Are you seeing things through your own eyes just like you are in your body right now? Or can you actually disassociate from yourself and you can actually see yourself in that memory? Okay. Or the third position would be, can you see this from another's point of view? Okay, a strong identity contains multiple perspectives. So when I take a client through this example, we call it parts integration. Okay, what I do is I have them close their eyes. I say, okay, when you think about a time in your life when you felt really confident, where is that picture? Is it right in front of you? Sometimes it's over here in the upper left. Maybe it's in the lower left. Maybe it's in the upper right. Maybe it's in the lower right. I'm going to find out where's the position of that memory. Is it a still image or it is a moving picture? Okay, is it color? Is it black and white? Is it vivid or is it kind of, vague? Can you hear any noise? Is there any background noise? And then the more you play with this, the more you'll be able to bring up memories. You'll really be able to immerse yourself in that memory where, you can remember as a child, other little kids that might have been playing around you, your parents, so on and so forth. Maybe you can even bring up smells. Like, hey, if you're at a carnival, can you smell the smell of animals? Can you smell popcorn? Can you feel the warmth of a warm summer day on your skin, so on and so forth. Because remember, every experience that you've ever had in your entire life is still stored in your subconscious memory. Every millisecond that's ever happened in your life. So what we do is we actually go back through that, and we pick and choose what we want to focus on, what we want the subconscious to focus on to help us reinforce this new identity. Because you already have in you right now everything you need to be successful. You're just focusing on, your story is focused mostly on lack of money, lack of love, lack of praise, lack of validation. Okay, you're focused on being a victim. This happened to me. Woe is me. Okay, poor me. Oh my gosh, this girl broke my heart, whatever, so on and so forth. Okay, strategies like, oh my gosh, the first time I jerked off, that's a very powerful, powerful strategy that happened that it's now detrimental. It's actually keeping you back from where you really want to go in your life. Okay? And then number 5, future examples, very important as well. So this one is one of the most powerful discoveries. When your brain or your mind, typo, when your mind sees future memories of yourself acting with a quality, it assumes continuity. So for example, if you close your eyes and you imagine yourself confidently negotiating next week, or confidently, okay, because a lot of the guys that watch my channel, they're going to be younger guys, they're going to be single guys, so they want to get more confidence with women, they want more money, they want, a nicer physique, those sort of results. If you literally spent time every day, especially if you're listening to some of my recordings, then I'm literally taking you through this stuff in my recording. So if every day you're spending time in your mind, in your imagination, you're actually seeing yourself walk up to a beautiful woman. Okay, right now in my mind, I can see a beautiful blonde, looks very much like Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, and I can see myself, I'm walking up, boom, and if you know what to say, then you say it and you see it in your mind. It's called mental rehearsal. And you do that every day, or you see yourself at your computer, maybe see yourself getting a sale, see yourself making a trade, see yourself accomplishing what it is you want. Then you're literally training your nervous system. You're creating new neural pathways of success. You're future pacing, as we call it, creating those future memories of yourself acting with a quality and getting the results that you want. So we just said that right then. So again, mind, son of a gun. Okay. So why most self-improvement fails? Most self-improvement programs try to change belief statements. Again, studies have shown, okay, in the very beginning of the year, everybody makes New Year's resolutions. They all make these goals. This is going to be it. New year, new me. I'm going to go out. I'm going to crush it this year. I'm going to make money. I'm going to get ripped, so on and so forth. Studies show 2 weeks in, 80% of those people have already given up on their goals. And by the first week of February, 80% of the 20 remaining percent, they've already given up. Why? Because you cannot outwork, you cannot out willpower your identity. Your identity is what controls your behavior. If you want to create long lasting change in your behavior, in your habits, in your actions, and produce new results in your life, you must go to the cause. You must change the identity. And the identity is a subconscious program. Okay. And we do that by going through those steps that I just shared with you, along with others. Watch my other videos to go deep inside. What are your values? What are the qualities that you believe about yourself now, your positive qualities? What are your counter qualities? Are you lazy? Are you a liar? Even lying to yourself, whatever it is. Do you have a scarcity mindset? Okay. So, they tell people to repeat, I am confident, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm a millionaire, I'm successful. But it doesn't even get past the conscious mind because you already feel when you're saying that, you feel like you're lying. You feel like a fraud. Now it's different. If you go out and you take confident action, okay, and then you can say something like, I'm the type of man who can learn to be confident. Then boom, and then you go out and take confident action. Then over time, again, as you build up evidence, then once you say, I'm confident, I believe I'm confident. I'm not perfect. Nobody is, but I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be better than I was. So I'm confident. I'm courageous. I'm rich. I'm strong. I'm funny. I'm smart. Okay. All those things. Because I have so many examples in my mind of that character trait, that quality that I've practiced over and over again. Okay. And I've been doing this work for 20 years. Okay. If you would have known me 20 years ago, I'm a high school dropout. I don't have a GED. I don't know how to use a fucking comma. I didn't read my first book until I was in my 20s, 23, 24. I was a semi-truck mechanic, gang member, just a total degenerate that completely transformed my life. Okay, very angry, full of rage, full of hate. That now, that person feels like it's a figment of my imagination. Okay, but the mind doesn't update identity through language alone. Like I said, language is one small tool that we use to change the identity. Okay, the stronger is going in, using your imagination, going back through your memory. In fact, do I have it written out here? Yes. You have these mental resources or tools, your reasoning ability, meaning that how to calculate, how to reason, let things in or keep things out. Your imagination, we've talked about that in this video. Your memory, going back over time and recounting the times in your life, memories of you acting out this quality. Your intuition, that's part of the future pacing, is we're going to start using our intuition. Let your intuition be your guide. Your willpower, meaning the ability to get yourself to sit and listen to my recordings every single day. Okay? And then perception, the way that you see things. We talked about that here as well. Okay? So the mind doesn't update identity through language alone. It updates identity by scanning its database of examples. The goal here, if you want to really create change fast, you must embody and act out and express confidence, courage, attractiveness, abundance, meaning abundance really comes down to generosity, benevolence, gratitude for sure, okay, and building up those examples. If the database says otherwise, the affirmation is ignored. Again, you can sit in front of the mirror forever. It's never going to work because it's just ignored. The subconscious identity thinks, oh, no, you're a loser. You can say I'm a winner till the cows come home. But deep down inside, you believe you're a loser because you were told you're a loser as a child. Then you had experiences where you lost, and that reaffirmed or reinforced the idea, the belief, and then you just believe, oh, I guess I'm just a loser. Okay, so the fast identity change shortcut. To change identity quickly, you simply rebuild the database structure. Instead of arguing with beliefs, you find existing examples, meaning go back in your memory, reorganize them. So write them down. Write down 10 memories of when you were courageous, when you spoke up. Watch my video on that. I take you literally through it. Being courageous, being confident, being abundant, okay? Being, I forgot the other one. There was 4. Let's go see if it's up here. It's not. Send another one. Whatever. Okay. So you find existing examples in your memory, you reorganize them, you add new examples, meaning every single day, your goal is to have as many experiences being courageous, confident, abundant, and whatever that other one was. Okay. Create future evidence, meaning listen to my ideal identity recording every single morning before you get out of bed. Listen to my walking meditation every single day while you go on a walk. Okay. This will automatically change your identity because it will actually get you into, it's a game. You're just playing a game where every day in the game to get points, you've got to be more courageous. That's courage points, confident points, abundance points. And I got to look this up. What was that last one? Son of a gun. Can't believe when you got something right on the tip of your tongue and you forgot. Certainty. Certainty. Jeez. These are the 4 most important quality traits, okay, to create your ideal life. If you want to become a multimillionaire, if you want to date the most beautiful women, have an amazing family, beautiful children, create a beautiful posterity, a beautiful legacy, if you want to live the dream life, if you want to be in the 0.1%, oh my gosh, I got to get off this video. Okay. If you want to be in the 0.1% of men, these 4 qualities at a high level will get you there. Okay. Certainty. You're certain about who you are, where you're going, your goals in life, crystal clear. Okay. You're courageous, meaning you're willing to talk to strangers. You're willing to take risks. You're willing to do whatever it takes. You're confident, meaning you believe in yourself. You know you're the best. Okay. You're willing to grow. You're willing to do whatever it takes. And you're abundant, meaning you're grateful for your life. You're generous. You're benevolent. You're a loving, caring, strong man. Man, there's nothing that you cannot be, do, and have in this life. So, that's it for the ideal identity transformation system. 5 steps to create the ideal identity. It's really not hard, but it does take time. It takes time in doing the practice. Most men aren't going to go back through their memories and actually start going through and organizing their memories and bringing up the memories of being certain, being, now I got it, right? Certain, courageous, confident, abundant, so that they can strengthen their identity. Okay. Because there's no such thing as perfection. Okay. There's only progression. And so if you really want to take your life to the next level and you want to reach the upper echelons of life, then you must always be working to strengthen your identity. Okay. If you want to learn more, go check out our school community. It's totally free. The link is in the bio. We'll see you in there, or we'll see you on the next video. Peace.